my name is Jane, Successful Mums Career Academy. And when I had my baby, I realised what a difficult job it was to be a parent or a carer. I mean, nobody warned me. Why didn't anybody give me the heads up? And I was meeting so many women in the playground that were saying, Jane, can you help me with my CV? I've got nothing to offer an employer. So my background, I'm a teacher and career advisor, and I could really see there were so many transferable skills you have as a mum that you can actually transfer into the workplace. So I'm going to start with conflict management, because I've got 2 children now. So what other transferable skills are they that parents have that we can take into the workplace? Can we have at least another 6? I've started with conflict management, multitasking, organisational skills, catering. Yeah, absolutely. There's allergies, isn't there? There's diets, there's nutrition, budgeting. Yep, Christmas comes around quickly these days. Birthdays. Entertaining, exactly. Blue sky thinking, mummy on board, there's a robot. Event management. My kids have had so many birthdays where the parents are happy, the children are happy, there's no peanuts, and that is event management. Yet recently, one of the women that came to us, she wanted to be a PA or a VA, a virtual assistant, and she said she had no experience. Now, she had 5 children and she had a partner that travelled a lot, and she was the PA, the VA for that household, yet she couldn't see it because it's something she did every day. We had another woman that she wanted to work in childcare. She had 6 children and said to me, I've got no experience in childcare. So it's a really interesting mindset that women returners can have when they come back from having a baby. So I wanted to do something about this. I had a goal to help 100 mums back to work. I just knew if I could raise the awareness of the transferable skills they have and that forward-thinking employers want to employ these women, then there would be a really simple match. So we're a community company. I've said the word again. And my goal was to help 100 mums. We've since helped just over 10,000, as Anne touched on. And basically, we do that through career advice, raising awareness of new industries. And I think that's why I've been invited here today, because for Tony's vision, for the Duke vision, for the great work that Clem and all the team are doing, there are so many opportunities that a lot of women returners could do. 45% of the women that come to us and want help want to do something new. They don't necessarily want to go back to the job they was doing before. They want to try something new. The majority of them are mature. They might be, actually, what is mature these days? I don't know. But they might, I think what I mean is they've got some life experience behind them. They've got work experience behind them. And they are keen and motivated to learn something new. And let's face it, there's probably lots of jobs that are going to come out the back of the vision that we're talking about today, that there's probably not loads of experts out there at the moment anyway. Where these jobs are relatively new, it's all about training and learn as you go. So what an ideal market for these women returners to grasp those opportunities and do something new. I just wanted to add that we're not recruitment, so we don't charge. We're funded by small community projects, and also we tap into some government funding. So in a nutshell, we're a bit like a college, but instead of reaching out to, typically young people, even though I know colleges do work with adults, we work with mums and some dads as well. So we take these women through a back to work and confidence course, because the analysis that I did when I first started the business, I would say to these women, why do you need me? And there was the conversations in the playground about, I've lost my confidence, I don't know what to put on my CV, but we touched on some of the transferable skills, didn't we? But the other thing here is these women, they are, not only have they got the transferable skills from being a parent, a lot of them have been doing voluntary work. So just one example I'd like to give, her name is Julia, and she was working on her school's PTA, and she had raised, I think it was about £25,000. And it was only through a conversation that she mentioned it. And when I said, why is that not on your CV? She said, I wasn't paid for it. So that was missing from her CV, when in fact, if I could afford Julia, I would have her in my team, because if you're able to fundraise that sort of money through a PTA, you've certainly got so many skills there that employers do want. So going back to the work we do, we provide a back to work and confidence course, digital courses, We do digital and social media. We also run an autism course because there's a real increase in special educational needs and people either being diagnosed as being autistic or having a child with autism. So it's a really important and exciting industry that is out there and needs more staff. So that's one example. We also run a working in schools program because there are so many TA and teacher and different types of roles in schools. We've also started running a green course because, you know, that's on the agenda, isn't it? Sustainability. So we do the back to work and confidence to support these women, but we've also started to work in different industries to make sure these women are then ready to be linked up to employers. And as I touched on, we don't charge, so I'm very popular with employers. I pick up the phone and I will say, oh, hi, it's Jane from Successful Mums. Do you help mums back to work? And do you know what? They're too scared to say no. I hear them gulp and then they go, yes. And then we can start to have a conversation. And, you know, I'm not hard selling. If they don't want to take on any of our women returners or our mums, that's absolutely cool. But a lot of them do, because it's such a talent pool coming through and they don't need to pay because we're paid to do the training. So interestingly, just going back to my point around when I first started the company, I started saying to these people, what are your barriers? Why do you need successful mums? And it's the 3 C's. So whether these women are teachers, we've had a barrister before, we've had people that have had quite senior and, you know, grown-up jobs in the city. We've had people that have never worked. We have people that have come out of prison. We have people that might have worked in retail, or just a real mixture. But you know what? They've all lost their career mojo. And the 3 C's are confidence, career advice and childcare. So we make sure we provide that information, and just getting these women in one room or on one webinar, they suddenly don't feel so isolated because they can see there's other people that feel like them. Otherwise, they're potentially, what's going around in their head is, oh, it's just me, I've lost my mojo, I don't know what to do, I'm never going to work again, I want to work flexibly, I don't want to work full time again, I don't want to go back into town. All of these things happen, whereas in fact, there's so many jobs out there, there's so many organisations that want to take on these women, they want to tap into their skill set. And, you know, from off the back of the pandemic, there's so many more organisations that are working flexibly and remotely. So it's a real positive, I think it's a real positive move. You know, I'm thrilled, and I didn't do this all myself, by the way. I didn't help 10,000 mums back to work. I've got a great team. There's about 15 of us. They work really hard. They do the great work. But I'm glad I started the business in the first place. So I think if any of you want to come and have a chat with me, I mean, I know there's, you know, long term to go, but if there was some sort of initiative where there was particular roles, you're more than happy to talk to the women that come to us, because if we can raise awareness, because often the women will say, I used to work in travel, but what else can I do? And of course, why would they know? I only know a little bit more because I network and because I'm a career advisor. But as adults, it tends to be you do a job and then you do that for life. But of course you don't. You have a portfolio of careers. And I always say to my women returners, what are your values and what are you passionate about? And if that's something so different, just investigate, see if you can get a career in that role. Because, for example, we work with St James's Place. They are training people to become financial advisors. We work with MediaCom, they're quite a big organisation. So a few years back, they were training people to go through sort of advertising and media. So there's lots of organisations out there that want to take these women back through a programme and retrain them because they bring something to the table. So it's almost an awareness piece around the jobs are out there and what does that pathway look like? If they have 100 days to get them where they want to be, what do those 100 days look like? And we help them do that. So just lastly on our courses, they're government funded or community funded. They're 6 to 8 weeks and they're online, they're flexible around childcare. Obviously, all the mums get to meet other mums. We do welcome dads as well. We work closely with so many stakeholders and referral partners, with job centres, housing associations, care organisations. And it's just, I really believe that when you become a parent, becoming a mum or a dad should enhance your career, not halt your career, because you've just got so much to offer. And in my experience, my kids have taught me so much. Being a mum is an absolute superpower. So next time you meet a mum or a dad or a carer and say, what do you do? And they say, I'm just a mum. Make sure what they do is the hardest job in the world. So thank you very much, and have a chat later if you're free. So thank you.